For centuries, historians and scientists have debated where the Black Death, the pandemic that wiped out an estimated 1/3 to 1/2 of Europe's population in the mid-14th century, actually began and what made it so devastating. Recent advances in ancient DNA analysis are now shedding remarkable light on this age-old mystery by literally reading the genetic code of the pandemic itself, and the answers are rewriting parts of medieval history. According to genomic research, the deadly pathogen behind the Black Death was Yersinia pestis, the same bacterium that still causes plague today. And scientists have now reconstructed full and partial genomes of this ancient microbe from the teeth of people who died in 14th century outbreaks. These genetic fragments allowed scientists to piece together a genome of the 1347 to 51 Y. pestis strain, revealing that it sits very close on the family tree to most modern plague strains and is ancestral to them. Those findings confirm that Yersinia pestis was indeed the cause of the pandemic that reshaped Europe. But even more intriguing is what ancient DNA is telling us about where the Black Death originated. A pivotal study of medieval plague victims buried near Lake Issyk-Kul in what is now Kyrgyzstan suggests that the first ancestral strains of Y. pestis responsible for the outbreak diversified in Central Eurasia around the late 1330s, shortly before the pandemic hit Europe. These strains occupy a key branching point, or node, on the bacterial family tree, strongly indicating that the pandemic's root was in that region of the Silk Road long before it spread westward. This Central Asian origin theory is further supported by research showing that the closest living relatives of the Black Death strain are found in rodents around the Tian Shan mountain range, implying an animal reservoir deep in Eurasia where the bacterium evolved before spilling over into humans. Ancient DNA has also taught us that Y. pestis was not new to humanity in the 14th century. Earlier pandemics, such as the plague of Justinian in the 6th century, were caused by related strains, and even Bronze Age human remains show evidence of Y. pestis infection thousands of years before the Black Death. Beyond tracing origins, these genetic studies reveal how the Black Death shaped human evolution. Analysis of surviving human DNA from before, during, and after the pandemic shows that certain immune genes, such as variants of ERAP2 that help immune cells recognize bacteria, were more common among survivors, suggesting that such pandemics exerted strong natural selection on our genomes. Still, mysteries remain. While the ancient Black Death genome has been largely reconstructed, scientists continue investigating what genetic features made the 14th century strain so virulent compared to later, less deadly outbreaks, and how climate, trade, and social networks of the medieval world contributed to its rapid spread. But one thing is clear. Modern genomics is finally turning the tide on a centuries-old historical puzzle, showing that the roots of perhaps history's most infamous pandemic lie not in myth or speculation, but in the very DNA of the dead. And that's something worth remembering next time you think about how science can connect us to the distant past.